is to help animals, and our view is that animals are not ours to use. So, as you guys know, that is a viewpoint that does differ from, the more widely held viewpoint of our society as a whole.
I wanted to talk about the third paragraph of the letter that you wrote, where it says, despite their cognitive abilities and the capacity to feel pain, more than 6 billion fish are killed by the U.S. fish industry every single year without any legal protection from cruel.
What if you're walking through the forest and you step and you fall into a trap and like your foot is stuck in the bear trap and you have a axe and you have a shotgun and a bear comes and is trying to eat you and you can either cut off your foot and escape the trap or kill the bear or die, then what would you do?
That is a very interesting question. I've never been in a situation where it was down to sheer survival between me and an animal.
Question I have, well maybe not the only question, but if you were able to get your message out and have people decide to save more animals, how would you be able to deal with an overpopulation of animals while still treating them ethically?
So the fact is that animals on farms, like animals being used for food such, they are not breeding at a natural rate. They are being forcibly impregnated. They are being genetically manipulated in a lot of cases in order to make them more fertile. And so they are breeding animals at rates that would never ever be seen in the wild. So the fact is that, pain. So what we're doing is raising awareness. Well, fish can feel pain. So this is just one example of what we'll do. Other people might say, oh, well, buying factory farmed meat is totally fine and the animals are treated fine. So what we want to do is raise awareness about, okay, well, what's really going on behind those closed doors? And then people...
Yesterday we got homework and we were doing some research about Peta, and I read this article. It was about, is there such thing as humane killing, like in animals? And then when you were speaking about the animals and they were getting killed.
In the letter, you said something about we have to teach, we have to get any opportunity we have at teaching kindness and sparing lives. And personally, I don't think that not killing the fish would help teach kindness much, and I think that the fish should die.
Okay. Well, the reason we reached out to you guys was simply because we heard about your story in the media, because you guys are being talked about all over the country, which is really amazing. So we try to do this. If we hear about a school that's doing something animal related and we feel like, there's a lesson that could be taught, or we feel that we have resources that can help, then we'll reach out. So that's why we reached out to you guys, because
Our fish are kept in a tank, but I feel like the letter made it seem like we were keeping our fish the same way that it says in the aqua farms, and I feel like that there are a lot of aqua farms that are not, the way that is described in the letter. We did some research about aqua farms, and I just feel like that's not how everyone is taking care of the fish, and we're not trying to harm our fish, and I feel like that I don't know what else, but
We're not wild animals. Like we're civilized, and our natural instinct wouldn't be to go and kill the rabbit. It would be an apple because we're civilized. We've evolved from the instinct, and that's a counter argument to the point, kind of.
Yeah, I also agree that, if we are so civilized that we would not want to hurt that rabbit, it's interesting that, as a society, many people are willing to go ahead and pay people to do kind of unimaginable things to animals that they would never feel comfortable doing themselves. So that's kind of the disconnect there. It's sort of a cognitive dissonance.
We're not wild animals. Like we're civilized, and our natural instinct wouldn't be to go and kill the rabbit. It would be an apple because we're civilized. We've evolved from the instinct, and that's a counter argument to the point, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I also agree that, if we are so civilized that we would not want to hurt that rabbit, it's interesting that, as a society, many people are willing to go ahead and pay people to do kind of unimaginable things to animals that they would never feel comfortable doing themselves. So that's kind of the disconnect there. It's sort of a cognitive dissonance for picking things apart. It's interesting to think about, if you put a toddler in their crib and you put an apple next to him on one side and you put a little rabbit on the other side, he's going to eat the apple and not the rabbit. Whereas most animals who would normally have a meat-heavy diet would eat the rabbit. So, humans have kind of evolved to incorporate more meat in